Okay, I think that we've started, I believe. Yeah, okay. Alright, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the War Room. And I know it's been a while since I've done a briefing room here, and some of you guys join me, some of you don't, which is absolutely fine. And if you see it later, that's absolutely perfect. Let's see. Alright, there's nobody here in here. That's okay. That's alright. We're going to record it. It's out there for anybody to take a look at it. And that's it. So, let's see. I think I got this on right. I can never tell, right? I mean, it should already be up there. Done. Yep, okay. It's showing that I'm live. Alright. So we're here. So good news is I just got my credit card charged. Well, that's never really any good news, but my credit card got charged. My wife will kill me. She's killed me many times before. I have come back, and I've been okay. Seas of Thunder. See if I can get my water here. Just got charged. A couple people have already gotten their game. Global Naval Warfare 1939 to 1945. Now, this game here, the reason I wanted to get this game is it's more scenario-based. You could do whatever you want. You can do what-if scenarios. You can do however you want to do it. But you could play just about... Well, it boasts. You could play any naval battle that occurred in that time period, which absolutely appeals to me. Excuse me. Let's see. Let's take a look at some of the stuff here. This is the bases here. Okay. Let's see. Atlantic counters. Nice, very nice. I'm not one of those guys that reads the rule book before I get it. I like to experience the game in front of me as I read it. Let's see. Kriegsmarine. Okay. Oh, they got the submarines. They got everything. It's not just surface warfare. That's good. That's awesome. From what I understand, they don't have every single ship in here. They got the ones that you know. That's exactly how they put it. Royal Navy counters. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, these are nice. These are really clear. I love very clear counters because that just takes away a lot of the guesswork, right? All right. I am assuming that the first number is your usual attack, then the second one in the middle will probably be defense, and then the other one's probably your movement. And then, what's this, Hermes? Air? Yeah, okay. So this will probably be like anti-submarine in the parentheses. Yeah, cruisers. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Alright. Let's take a look at the French ships. The French. Let's see what they've got. Alright, they got a couple of good stuff here. Let's see, the Quesnay, the Bertin, Jean d'Arc. Alright. You don't want that one to go up in flames. Alright. Jean did it once before. Alright. Look at that. Very nice. Okay. Got some decent power. Italiano. Okay. Adwa, Zara, Abruzzi. I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly. I might actually be butchering that language. So I apologize to the Italians. But no, they got some decent, I mean, for the Mediterranean. It's not great, but they got some stuff here. Yeah, if that's how the counters look, I'm very excited to see what it actually looks like. Final rule book. Yeah, I don't read all this stuff. Let's see how many pages this is. You got your introduction, components, so that's okay. Rules of play. You got the secret of play, which is like, whatever, okay? But the rules of play, you got 5, 6, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Really? That's it? It looks like it's only like 4... Is that 4 pages long? Of rules? What I mean by rules is the rules of play, right? So you got the sequence of play, which obviously that's every game has one. If you're a war gamer, there's always a sequence of play. Rules of play. You got the 5. That's page 1. You got the reinforcements, convoys, naval movements, violating neutrality. Ooh, I like that. Land-based air movement, combat. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It doesn't mention 8 in there, so it's 9. 10 inspection might be part of it. So maybe 5 rules? 5 pages? I mean, this down here might be all part of the rules, but like they're not the action rules, right? The action rules are this stuff, right? Damage, combat. That's what I'm more interested in. That's what I consider real rules. I don't care about all the cleanup phases. So it's like 5 pages of rules. I like that. No, trust me. I'm a fan of easy war games. Trust me. I don't mind the complex war games, but yeah, nope. All right, let's take a look here. All right, let's see. Playing pieces, map, okay. Game component setup, which I don't count that as the rules. Sequence of play. So you got 10 sequences of play. All right. You got 1, add reinforcements, place convoys, move French ships, return to base, and advance turn marker. Let me just go back up here. Let's see. Returning to base. So about 6-7 pages. Okay. That's not bad. And look, these rules are not that difficult. Look at that. I mean, this is kind of like your Empire of the Sun font. So, your typical GMT style. Very nice. Standard rules, optional rules. This game is so small, I mean, I would probably throw in all the optional rules. I'm not a guy that likes to throw in optional rules, but if it's that small, damn right. Look at that. Alright, let's see here. Excuse me. Control C zones, okay. Very simple. I'm not going to go into any detail. Alright, let's see here. I'd like to see the actual mat. Variance, winning, variance, okay. Scoring, repair track. It's basically it. You just saw all the rules right there. Scenarios. Alright. Raider Warfare. That's Germany. Yeah, of course it's Germany. That's your U-boats, I'm sure. 3 game turns. Looks like a very simple. Looks like a very simple early scenario. I like scenarios like that. I love it when they give scenarios. There's tiny little scenarios. I've been playing Second Fleet from Victory Games, and it's the same way. Small scenarios building up to the bigger stuff. I love that. I love that. Excuse me. Damn weather. It's getting warm and it's getting cold in Illinois. It goes up and down like changing underwear. So I'm just been stuck here. Alright, air units, Danish minefield box, excuse me, that's a little, I don't know if you guys can see that better. Ship setup, let's see, okay, alright. Struggle for the Middle Sea. I'm hoping there's a lot of scenarios. Yeah, drumbeat, yeah, okay, that's going to the United States. That's the U-boats going to, the Type 9's going to the United States. Cool, I like that. Yep. Red Sun Rising. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what Uncle War Room can show you. 5. Shattered Sword. That 4 was a large one. I mean, it still was going like 2 pages. Shattered Sword. Scuttling of the Vichy fleet and the return of the Free French ships. Okay. It's getting more complicated. Neptune's Inferno. I like that. Red Sun Setting. Okay. So we got 7 scenarios so far. World War II at Sea campaign game. So, there is a campaign. Excuse me. I didn't know. I thought this was more of a scenario-based game. Kind of like Flying Colors, where you get a scenario, you set it up, you play it, and then you're done. Okay. I was wrong. So there is a campaign, and that's just more fun for me. It says it has at least 60 hours of gameplay. Oh, that's awesome. That's long. That's long, but it's not terrible, right? That's not terrible. I've done worse. Let's see here. Linking 2 or more scenarios. Oh, so you can link 2 scenarios. That's cool. I like that. Okay. That's not bad, guys. I mean, here, we're almost done. Now it's just showing you airstrike examples. What is this? Examples of play. Yeah, combat phase examples. I like that. I like how they separated that like that. All right. Surface line. Reserve. Side transition example. Convoy attacks. Okay. I like what I'm looking at here. I can't wait to get it on my table. It's covered with games right now, so I'm probably have to do an unboxing on my kitchen table. But man, it looks really good. Oh, I like that little art. Very simple. I love it. That's it. Now, I was under more the idea that this was just a scenario based, like Flying Colors. You had a bunch of ships, you fought it out, and then you're done. Like, think Battle of the Philippine Sea or Coral Sea. But no, it was like there is some campaigns to it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Rules of play. This is a turn sequence. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know what this is. Some kind of tracker. What is this tracker for? This is like a tracker or a position tracker? I don't know. What is this? The Axis player scores? I don't know what that is. We'll figure it out when I unbox it. That is Seas of Thunder. Okay. Not bad. Excuse me. Alright. Now, let's get a picture up there. I always gotta get a picture up there, right? Let's do some pictures. Let's do something stupid. Okay. This is totally outside the point of what I'm trying to do here, but let's have a discussion. Okay, guys. So we just went ahead and looked at Seas of Thunder. I'll be unboxing that as soon as I get it. It hasn't shipped yet. I haven't charged for it. But let's talk about war games. Interestingly enough, I had an interesting conversation with one of my guys earlier about war games. Now, I am a fan of war games, but wargaming to me is a hobby. Okay, it's not a game. I don't play war games to just toss dice. To me, it's a hobby. There's almost an RPG element to it to me, right? When I'm playing a war game, I am the commander, the general, the lieutenant, the boots on the ground, the whatever you want to call it. And that's just the way I've always played it. My grandfather, I like to fish, but my grandfather, his hobby was fishing. There's a big difference, right? So my question to you is, how do you view wargaming? Now, you could have fun and just play a game. But to me, wargaming, when you get into like the 60-hour, the 20-hour, even the 10-hour war games or more, it becomes more than just a game. I don't just play it to throw dice around. I play it to figure something out about myself and about my opponent. When you're investing that much time from your family, from your loved ones, from partying, from work. I mean, dude, I've even I've diverted so much work to play games. It's not even funny because it's my life. It's what I love to do. So the argument came about that one of my buddies wanted to play a game. He wants to play a very large war game, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But me, being the serious war gamer, I gotta vet the person. I gotta make sure that this person is going to play and stick with this game. It's a gigantic endeavor. To walk away from it mid-game is like a big slap to the face. Okay? So, in my opinion, I think that wargaming it's just not a hobby. I mean, it's not a game, it's a hobby. Right? So, what do you think of it? Is it a hobby to you? Is it a game? Do you just roll dice? I mean, you think about RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, there's people who've been playing it for years. The same characters, the same group. There's one guy who was online. I saw where he was playing his game for like 40 years. 40 years. I didn't know it was around for 40 years. Apparently, it's like several generations old. Minimum, maybe just a couple of characters died amongst the characters, I guess. Or maybe it was 40 years old that they were 40 and they started when it first came out. I can't remember what it was, but it was like a long, long period of time. And this is a group that's turned their love of gaming into a hobby. When they come in, they have rules. They have to be in character. They have to play a certain way. The dungeon master, excuse me, he plays a certain way, and there's expectations, right? Because it is such an investment in time. So I get it. I completely get it. But this game this guy wants to play, he wants to play a very large game, and I cannot commit to something if I don't know for sure that person is going to commit. right? And the person's questioning me about, well, I want to play the game, I want to enjoy the game, not be under strict rules. Understandable, but then a 200-hour game is not for you, because you have to be under some strict guidelines. You have to be under a schedule. You have to be under a certain timeline. You have to, if you're not advancing the game by a certain amount each week or month, then you're not playing the game. You're just pushing paper around, right? And some of these games, you have a lot of log bookkeeping, rosters, logistics. It's just too much. You have to have some expectations, in my opinion. It's just too much otherwise. So that's kind of where I'm at with wargaming. I've been trying to recruit people to play it, but it seems like there's very few people who are committed to wanting to be under guidelines, rules, and most of all, expectation, right? And that's a problem in wargaming, man. I've seen wargamers. I mean, they're serious. Some of them are really, really serious. Like, you have to do things in a certain way, or they just don't invite you back, But then there's some wargamers, like, some guys, they can just play a game and throw dice and be happy. But like I said, when you're playing for 100, 200 hours, nah, you gotta be regimented. You gotta handle it a certain way. It's gotta be done right, in my opinion. What's your opinion, right? Like, what are you guys thinking about? Like, what is it about wargaming that you look for? What are you looking at? I mean, obviously, you're gonna have fun, right? For me, it's the watching that war and that battle form up, whether good or bad. Seeing your decisions that you made either flounder or absolutely, take off. So I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about. I'm not too sure about it. But while we're here, let's talk about war games, because I am trying to interest people into the hobby of war games. I am a little bit more on the more severe side, whereas some people just throw dice. There are 3 types of war games, in my opinion. There's more than 3 if you really want to be technical. But let's talk about that. Let's see if I can't interest some of you right now into joining me in some war games here on my Discord and on my YouTube channel. To me, there's abstract war games. That's the 4th one. You're talking chess, checkers, Risk, right? Very random. Chess is the more strategic, but like, chess doesn't really represent battles. It just represents pieces. It's more of a puzzle, right? Whereas Risk represents military units, but the dice roll makes it so random. And you know it, I know it. That's been something that's been around for years, and everybody knows that. But to me, there are 3 types of war games. Now, let me just get up my list. Let's see here. I'm looking. So I had this really cool idea about war games. Here it is. Okay. What are war games and which ones to play? Many people will argue that question, what are they exactly? Funny enough, most war games are not games about entire wars, but mostly skirmishes, squads, and operational level theaters, which is actually true. It's kind of funny when you really look at war games like your military, like Annapolis and West Point, and even China. They just did a war game on Taiwan. It's not really on an entire war. They do think about an entire war, but they're thinking about, how do we invade Taiwan? How do we surround it? How do we do this? How do we do that? So you get a much smaller than the war itself. Grand strategy is the entire war. Think Axis and Allies, War Room, World in Flames, things like that. Usually when you're at that level, you're thinking about politics. All right, you're thinking about grand ideas like, for example, let's take China. I'm sorry to anybody who's Chinese. I'm not trying to insult. I'm just picking on that just for the topic. China wants Taiwan. Politically, why is this a good idea? Politically, why is it a bad idea? Why do they need Taiwan, right? Obviously, it's like the Silicon Valley of the South China Sea, right? There's economic and political bonuses, dice roll modifiers, if you will, if they take Taiwan. All right, I think we can all agree on that. And that's your grand strategy. So if I'm a grand strategist, I'm thinking, okay, I want Taiwan, but who else would be interested in that? Who would want to protect Taiwan? Who would want to help us and support us in taking Taiwan? What deals can I make to ensure the acquisition of Taiwan, right? That's your large scale. Like if I'm playing Axis and Allies and I want an area, why do I want the area? Is it going to serve me best by going there? Will it allow me to attack from that area to other areas? Is the industrial center large enough to give me a good return on my money after I've lost my units? Things like that, right? You start thinking large, long-term stuff, all right? But then let's go down really low into the tactical war game. The tactical war game is the boots on the ground. Squad leader, right? Advanced squad leader, Ghost Panzer, if you ever played that game. I just had the Guns of Gettysburg. I'm teaching that a lot. That's your boots, your divisions, your corps on the ground, moving from place to place, and you are up. What's that? What's the games that just came out? Not Memoir 44. I think Memoir 44 is that level. But was the one with Stalingrad, the new one that just came out? Oh shit, I can't remember it. There's a couple of them, right? There's one for Normandy and all that stuff. I can't remember the name right off the top of my head. That is your tactical level, moving from house to house, street to street, maybe hill from hill. This is where you are moving in boots, supply, artillery, and your main concern is where can I find the best advantage to fire down on my enemy, to keep them at bay, or to take a certain area and keep it from them, right? That's your tactical level, right? You're getting supplies. You might be getting some artillery, but at the end of the day, you're only concerned about a hill or a section or an area, right? Those are really good games. I do like those games from time to time. Miniatures, you'll see a lot of miniatures like that. If you ever seen Little Wars TV, great little YouTube channel. I love it. That's your tactical level, guys on the ground, moving from spot to spot, shooting, moving again. A lot of your Civil War games, U.S. Civil War games, are like that. Napoleon games, a lot of them are like that. Which brings me to my final war game, and that's the operational level. Now, the operational level ties in the grand strategy with the tactical strategy, right? So, on the grand scale, you took over Kamchatka and Risk, which is giving you a whole bunch of dudes, all right? So, operationally, how do we transport those dudes from one area with all their supplies and their trucks and manufactured goods to Taiwan so that we can invade Taiwan as China, right? Again, it's just an example. That is the operational level, and I do like to play in the operational level because you're dealing with huge logistical issues. Like I said, you could bring all the soldiers you want. You could attack, you could bite, you could kick, you could punch, but if you don't have the supply, it's not going to last, right? It doesn't matter what you do, you're just not going to last. So you have to bring in the goods, the guns, and everything else in between. So that is your operational level, I think. Let's see here. You guys have anything you want to talk about, please add it into the chat or add it into the comments later. I think I'm pretty much done here. I just wanted to bring up a few things that were bothering me. Tell you about Seas of Thunder. I'll be unboxing that soon. I have been playing Second Fleet. That's another thing I wanted to bring up. Second Fleet. Let's get rid of this picture. All right. Let's go to BoardGameGeek.com. Let's do Second Fleet. This game has been awesome. I don't know why I've never heard of this before, but Second Fleet here, modern naval combat in the North Atlantic, 1 to 2 players. I've been playing it by myself. I've also been playing online with other people on Vassal. This game is really, really good, guys. Victory games, the scenarios are very small, building up to the larger, more complex battles. I am on scenario 3, which is now introducing carrier groups and airplane warfare. You start off just doing surface combat. Let's take a look at the maps here. Alright. That's coming from Vassal. This is the Vassal module. You start off with just surface-to-surface air, or surface-to-surface combat. And then you get into the submarine combat. That's this one right here, actually. I just played that one. I just made a couple of movies. So if you want to check my movies out for Second Fleet, they're in here. But yeah, basically the Hunt for October is very nice. Okay. Now, he's got a lot of dudes here. This must be another scenario. Oh yeah, this is another scenario. Okay. There's an expansion. Okay. Task force displays. Nice. Nice. The red line separates the actual physical board game. There's 2 maps, so the red line separates those. Really cool. That's your sonar, or your SOSUS. For those of you who don't know, you young'uns, back in the day, the U.S. and NATO put down microphones onto the sea floor. And so that represents SOSUS, which was a machine to detect those submarines and know exactly where they were at any point in time. Very, very genius. The Soviets didn't know about that for years. Now they know about it long ago. They actually screw with it from time to time over the years. But for a long time, they had no idea. Those little red dots, SOSUS. Cool stuff, man. That's the physical board. Very nice. The board's very beautiful. It has all the information you need. So, good stuff. Yeah, I got my copy for like 20 bucks used, and I have been absolutely enjoying the hell out of it. Let's see here. Yep, 60-minute games to 3 to 6 hours. Yep, 20 or more for advanced scenarios. Yeah, now they're adding in the CVs. Things are getting a little bit more heated, a little bit more serious. So if you ever want to learn this game, guys, let me know. Here's my here's my Sink the Boomers video. And Second Fleet is part of a bunch of fleets. There's 6th, 5th, there you go, 7th, 3rd, different regions of the world. So that's it. That's all I got to add. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I am going to hang up now. And join me in my Discord, guys. Let's play a game. I'll talk to you.